Each week, American Artifacts takes you to museums and historic places.
My name's Dave Shackelford. I'm the Chief Curator here at the B&O Railroad Museum. Standing in front of the C&O 490, and this is a really pretty piece. It's actually very nice, Art Deco appearance. This is one of the last built steam engines, and it was rebuilt in 1946 from an engine that was built in the 1920s, but it was designed at a time when steam technology was really going out of vogue. So it's kind of a surprise that this one was built in the first place, because diesel technology was really starting to transition and pick up speed, and the costs associated with operating a steam engine were pretty high. The thing that's really unique about this is that when you look at how much money was put into its design and its development, into its rebuild, it was almost a lost leader before it even came out. So, but again, it gives us that excellent opportunity to talk about how that transition occurred into diesel technology. Around the turn of the century, 1900, literally 98% of inner city travel was done by train. And that's a pretty significant number. So going like Baltimore, Philadelphia, Baltimore to New York, you weren't going to do it by car because the roads were awful in the grand scheme of things. You weren't going to do it by boat because rails were everywhere. And that was really a fast and efficient way to get around. When the transition really starts to occur is the rise of the automobile. And it's how Detroit markets it. So you see that vibrant, lifestyle of being able to get out and do and go wherever you want to using an automobile that really starts to pull away from the train's mystique. With a train, you're on a set schedule. As the availability and the price comes down on automobiles, you see more people being able to afford them. At the same time, with the increase in the use of the automobile and advocating from Detroit and then eventually with the Eisenhower interstate system, you see an improvement in the road system overall. So literally it becomes easier to move around. What suffers is railroad passenger travel. So in a time when it becomes a little bit more inefficient and slower to go by rail, railroads were being forced by the Interstate Commerce Commission to maintain passenger service, and they were losing money hand over fist. So eventually they would start to downsize their passenger service and eventually do away with it. And it's in the 1970s when you see Amtrak. The creation of Amtrak was a way for all of these railroads to kind of get rid of a service that was bleeding them. And literally they just can't afford to operate this way. So they are focusing on what's their main mode of making money. It's always been freight.
So there you have the American railroads, created by the individual efforts, the pooled and invested savings of the American people. With justifiable pride in accomplishments of the past, accomplishments in peace no less than in war, the American railroads face forward to the future. With abiding faith in the fundamentals of democracy, the railroads will continue to serve the nation and its people along the proven pathway to continued progress and ever greater prosperity.
You can view this and other American artifacts at our website, cspan.org/history. Look for the American Artifacts tab at the top of the page, or use the search engine to explore topics that interest you.